In Kenya, performance-based contract road maintenance was introduced in 2010 and is progressively expanding. This video is to gather messages from key players, ministry, road fund, road agencies, contractors, training institutes, and JICA experts involved in the project. The PBC, or Output and Performance-Based Road Contract, differs substantially from traditional contracts for civil works. The basic difference is that under the PBC, most of the payments to be made to the contractor are not based on quantities of works measured by unit prices for works inputs, but on measured outputs reflecting the target conditions of the roads under contract, all this expressed through service levels. These service levels are defined in the contract. In this method, the contractor is fully responsible for the design of the works which are necessary to reach the required service levels and the durability and performance of the roads over a longer period.
Road maintenance in Kenya, I must say we have previously some challenges in Kenya about maintenance of our roads, because what used to happen is that you'd get money for development, so you upgrade roads, you pave them or tarmac them. But progressively, the budgeting, there didn't seem to be a consistent budget dedicated to maintenance of roads. So you'd end up with the roads start deteriorating if the condition was very good or good to fair, poor. And you'd find that within 10 to 15 years, then you would have a situation where you need to reconstruct the same roads. So after that, in 1999, Kenya Roads Board was formed specifically to manage that fund. So we have the Kenya Roads Board. Then reforms continued, and in 2007, we had now the reforms in the ministry, where the functions were divided into different road authorities. So we created 3 roads authorities: the Kenya National Highways Authority, KENHA, Kenya Rural Roads Authority, KERA, and Kenya Urban Roads Authority, specifically to deal with different classification of roads. So KENHA deals with international and national trunk roads. KERA deals with national rural roads, and KURA deals with the urban national roads. About 10 years ago then, through the support of the government of Japan, through JICA, they introduced what is called performance-based contracting, which is totally, I would say, an innovative way of doing maintenance, where instead of measurements, now every item of work you measure and then you pay. You agree on some set standards on what you want your road to look. So if it is potholes, you don't need to see a pothole. Maybe in 24 hours, if there's a pothole, it should be done. If it's an issue of bushes, litter, if a sign is knocked down, the time it should be done. And then every month you'd go and review. And actually, sorry, not really review, but inspect, and then the payments are based now on that performance. That's why it's called performance.
PBC is performance-based contract that you are given and you are paid according to the performance that you have done for the month.
These skills in the PBC concept, when it was introduced through this institute by JICA, our trainers were the initial people who were trained to build capacity in them, so that in turn they could train other stakeholders.
We have been conducting PBC training, that is the performance-based contracting training, in this institution as early as 2016. This concept was introduced by the Japanese government to our country, and it was introduced in 2010, whereby the first few years, about 3 years, were basically on policy, and the other subsequent 3 years were on preparation of the training content so that it can be able to be cascaded downwards so that we can be able to fit in our country. We have been conducting training since 2016 once the materials were prepared and were ready for the training. We've done training to the authorities, that is Kenya, Kenha, Kera, Kura. We have done to the materials and research department and to the ministry. Also, we have extended it to the county government. We've been training on a monthly basis so that we have contractors and other people from the stakeholder joining for the training so that we can be able to realize this policy of the performance-based contracting. The training has enabled the contractors who handle the project to be able to do it well as they liaise with the officers from the road authorities who supervise the project actually, so that it makes the work easy as they implement the projects.
Actually, performance contracting has been now fully entrenched in Kenya. We started this concept, I think, around the year 2010, and in the financial year 2011-2012, we only had 14.3 kilometers of the network under PBC, but that has tremendously grown, and in the current financial year, we have about 9,981 kilometers under PBC, which is being managed by the 4 road agencies, that is Kenya National Highways Authority, Kenya Rural Roads Authority, Kenya Urban Roads Authority, and Kenya Wildlife Service. So in total, we have 9,981 now kilometers under PBC, which is quite a substantial amount of the network.
Under the Kenya National Highways Authority, we manage 21,583 kilometers. Currently under PBC, we have around 9,183 kilometers. These are the paved ones, the paved road. Besides the paved one, we have also done some trials on how to do PBC. That is the performance-based contracting on some gravel roads, whereby a contractor, there are some key performance indicators and service levels that are supposed to attain, and the level of rideability even on a gravel road. So PBC, we have graduated from paved roads. We are also now doing gravel roads.
KWS manages approximately 10,000 kilometers of road network. Of these 10,000 kilometers of road network, around 2,400 is part of roads that are used for security patrol, roads that are also used as fire breaks, and key operation routes within the park. The other roads are majorly tourist circuit roads. Since the beginning of the project, KWS has been able to put under PBC approximately 500 kilometers of road network in the first and the second phase of the project. Currently, we are doing 100 kilometers in Nairobi Park, National Park, where we are live today. And part of the road network under PBC is where we are starting in. And the additional 68 kilometers in other parks where we have a mandate to maintain roads. Response to emergency under PBC is very short. And that makes, like, for KWS, where we are basically in both conservation and service industry by default, is that we need to respond to the visitors' need so quickly under PBC than as it were in the traditional contract.
Without doubt, I can confirm that we are now utilizing our funds optimally as required, unlike when we didn't have this concept of PBC. So we are seeing optimal utilization of the fund, which is one of the key aspiration of the board, to see optimal utilization of the fund for the interventions that are being proposed by the road agencies.
Like any other activity, human-related activity, challenges will always be there, but the benefits so far outweighs the challenges that we have experienced. Some of the challenges, of course, there is need for more capacity buildings in terms of the contractors so that they can embrace that PBC way of doing things. We have had challenges with a few contractors who are not meeting the minimum, the set service levels. So of course some projects we have had to terminate, but also we are training them and building capacity. Even now what we have done, we have made it mandatory that one of the directors of a company that is to be involved in the PBC, they have to go and be trained.
As you know, after the contract, road maintenance is carried out according to the decision of the contractor. Therefore, the success of PBC highly depends on the contractor. A good contractor increases the chances of success, but bad contractor doesn't maintain the road properly.
As an authority, one challenge has been the funding structure that the authority engages, because you'll find that as per the KRB Act, we receive funding for maintenance work based on constituency level, but the roads traverse more than constituencies. So that has been one of our biggest challenges. Also, budget-wise, development budget is not fully funded at times. So you'll find that the maintenance works, sometimes they are carried out and not paid for in time, and that has been a major challenge in implementing the maintenance works as an authority.
We always have some resistance, we don't like change as human beings. So the initial challenges were that we didn't have enough contractors, especially who are trained in the PBC, so that they could undertake the works.
For the challenges that we get is contractors underquoting. They underquote per kilometer and therefore not doing a good job on the road. End up probably some being cancelled and not doing a good job. So underquoting is a major issue.
The way we have tried to overcome that is by ensuring that all the contractors who are quoting, they have undergone the training. If they have undergone the training, we have seen improvement in the way they understand and they develop their rate. The other challenge is like in some areas where the communities don't know how to manage their solid waste. You find some people dumping in the drain, the contractor will come and clean, people come and drain solid waste, dump solid waste in the drain. So it becomes a big challenge for the contractor to maintain the expected service levels. So working with the stakeholders, the multi-agency approach, in some areas it has helped to try to resolve some of those challenges.
This is the way to go actually in terms of maintenance, because Maintenance policy ideally should ensure that whatever is in good condition remains good, or if it is excellent, it remains excellent and fair. So it means that if you are using PBC, you are able to ensure that any of your roads which are in good condition don't slide or deteriorate and go back to poor conditions.
True. In terms of the long-term benefits, we are seeing even the road users, like the vehicle operation costs have gone down because now there is a contractor all the time attending to the road due to this PBC, because the contracts are now long-term. Initially, we only have to have a 1 year maintenance period. Now some PBC, like the one under the national highways, are 3 years. We are also seeing the safety has improved, which has led to reduction in accidents. We also have environmental friendly roads, which are now safe, because initially we used to concentrate on carriageway activities, but now that we do off carriageway activities, we are seeing our roads in terms of even aesthetics improving, and it has given confidence to the road users.
Absolutely, because if you take a case in some in context, like when we started with Nairobi, with Nakuru National Park, we had a road that we could maintain under traditional measurement method. Every cycle of maintenance, we would spend around 10 million, actually 26 million. And then when you come to PBC, if the road is improved, you have to maintain this road for 15 months at a cost of 9.5 million. That tells you the reduction in cost of maintenance for a good serviceable road under PBC. You will be told by the management of the park, they do a lot of patrol in a day. If the roads are not in good condition, their response to translocation, their response to incidences, their response to visitors' needs, hampered.
I want to say that if you look at the security program, this is a home of the black and the white rhinos. And the road network is very significant in terms of moving rhinos from this park and into other parks. You can imagine translocating this kind of species and you have a road network that is not very good. It is a challenge even to vehicles. Nairobi National Park has got the Park Management Committee. We have the Nairobi National Park patrollers who assist us in this endeavor, and especially in managing visitors. 200,000 visitors in this national park, managing them is not easy alone as KWS. You have to work with partners in order to realize the success of tourism in this park.
In conclusion, I want to say that this concept of PBC is a good concept because it has benefits not only to those who are being trained, to those who are being implementing it, even now to the road users. The road users have given a compliment that the roads now are better than when we used to use the traditional method of maintenance. So I can recommend this project so that we have all the roads, all the road network to be put under PBC, because we are going to have the roads, our roads improve, and once the roads improve, even the economy of the country will improve, even the society will also be able to improve. So the benefit goes all around, and not forgetting that even the government will be able to use less money for maintenance of the roads as compared to the earlier methods. So this method is powerful, and I can be able to recommend it to even the other countries neighboring us so that they can be able to do the same.
PBC is a very good concept because when you encounter some deterioration on a road, you are able to arrest it in a timely manner. So I would say that is a very effective method because of especially that fact that you are able to ensure that the road is safe for use, because if there are no bushes which are overgrown on the sides of the road, you find that you are able to have a safe road.
Definitely, we've had a number of countries who have made attempts to benchmark with the KIPIT in the past to see what this PBC is all about, because they are impressed by its outcomes. I'm sure PBC is the way to go for countries out there who have not embraced this.
I would encourage this model of maintenance to every road agencies, because PBC, number one, is cheaper than the traditional way of maintenance. It ensures the road condition is better throughout. If you now drive through our roads, you will realize they are clean, there is no vegetation, the drains are flowing throughout the contract period. More than it used to be before. So it's a better way and it's a cheaper way, and it prolongs the life of the pavement.
To all of you who are considering introducing PBC, please do your best to achieve better road management in your country. As you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. Por pore ni muendo. Asante sana.
What I can say is that some people think that an economy for you to develop in terms of road management and development, you need a good economy. But I disagree with that. It is actually good roads that bring good economy. So if you want your economy to grow, start with good roads. Don't wait for the economy to grow and then you start doing roads. It is the roads that will give you the best economy. Thank you very much.